The Emerson Pre-College Musical Theater program covers dancing, singing, and acting to help students become well-rounded performers.
Almost 150 students participate in Emerson College's High School Institute each summer. With almost 90% of these students living on campus, Emerson administrators seek a delicate balance between student safety and personal freedom.
Hello and welcome to a special newscast from the ECHSI Journalism students. I'm Aura Majumdar.
And I'm Courtney Kushner. Today we look at the diversity of summer pre-college programs here at Emerson. This year, Emerson added Communication Sciences and Disorders to the roster of pre-college programs. Although lasting only 1 week, students received an in-depth look at versatile fields from a variety of professionals, as Michael Del Rosario, Alec D'Angelo, and Danielle Hanlon report.
For high school students with an interest in speech pathology and communication disorders, Emerson provided an invaluable experience. 9 students took part in Emerson's very first Communications Science and Disorders program, or CSD for short. Laura Tham describes what the week-long course covers.
The field is very broad, and there's a lot of variety, so you can really tailor to what you want to be and do as a professional. I think the other thing we're hoping from this week is that the students get some enthusiasm and excitement about the field and want to pursue it and maybe even possibly come here.
The course was unusual in the fact that it was taught by a different instructor every day, providing students with expert insight on all aspects of the field. Student Emma Rademacher explains what drew her to the program.
I have a neighbor who's a speech pathologist. I've been working with kids since I was in 6th grade, and then I interviewed 2 speech pathologists at elementary schools, and I just was hooked.
Another student, Gabrielle Favor, wishes the program lasted longer than a week.
I definitely learned a lot, but I feel like if it was longer, it would have been easier to absorb everything because everything was kind of thrown at us really quickly all at once.
Emerson's first ever CSD high school program gave young students a unique outlet to explore their passion, and faculty members hope to continue this success in the future. For Emerson College High School Institute, I'm Alec D'Angelo.
Even though there are only 6 students in the 5-week stage design program, it retains the ability to teach its students how to control the stage, from sets to sound. For Emerson College, here's Henry Walsh and Roxanne Tao.
The Stage Design Studio program is designed for students who are interested or curious about technology for theater and film. Most of the students come to this program without knowing much about stage design, but now at Emerson, they are exposed to different aspects of it.
I really enjoy this program because we get to try every little bit of stage design and even parts that we didn't come in knowing.
The students who began the program with expertise in one field have learned a variety of fields, branching out from the one aspect they excel at to become good in other areas.
I knew a fair amount about stage design, drafting and art skills and stuff is really what we've been focusing on. That is new, but the creative process, that's sort of what we all came in with, and that's a big part of it. So together we did know a good amount.
As the program passes the halfway point, the stage design students find themselves feeling more confident in their ability.
Be able to see what's in your head translated onto a page, and here it is. It's in real life. It's no longer just in your head. You can share it with the world now because it's on a page, and that's something really cool. And as an artist, that's kind of what we strive for, is to be able to share the thoughts in our head with the rest of the world. So it's really satisfying to get to learn how to do that properly.
From Emerson College, I'm Roxanne Tao.
Students from around the world broaden their understanding of acting and push themselves beyond surface-level emotional performances in Emerson's pre-college acting studio. Aura Majumdar reports with Amani James on the daily workshops for 9 budding actors.
The acting program pushes students to perform in ways they never have before by showcasing raw emotion on the stage and being confident enough to show off their vulnerabilities.
A man is irrational. A man is irrational. A man is irrational. A man is irrational.
Emerson College teacher Lindsay Beamish explains this concept further.
That acting is about being more truthful and more vulnerable than you are in real life, and that acting has nothing to do with the brain and planning and thinking, and it all has to do with the gut and following impulses and reacting.
16-year-old Sabrina Harris from Long Island says she took the lesson to heart.
I have learned that acting should come from within you and your emotions, and acting is not, you are not a character, you are just using your emotions and your experiences.
17-year-old Caroline Kriegstein from Long Island, New York, talks about the importance of making the scene better every time they're asked to redo it.
Every time you do a scene, it should never be exactly the same. You should bring something else into it, so it's like how you're feeling that day or whatever should always be brought into the scene.
Nick Spink, also 17 from New York, added that committing to the scene is imperative.
The biggest thing I learned is probably opening yourself up and being really 100% committing and not trying to think about how it might look a little ridiculous.
For Emerson College High School Institute, I'm Aurora Majinder. The 5-week summer musical theater program invites high schoolers from around the globe to experience the classes Emerson has to offer for aspiring performers. Here's Courtney Kushner and Jacob Berman with that story.
Emerson's summer musical theater program is not the same old song and dance. Students who study at this 5-week intensive cover not only dancing and singing, but acting as well. With everything from tap numbers to Dog Days by Florence and the Machine, students say Emerson has it all.
Emerson had a very specific musical theater program that I liked. There are a lot of places that do just one thing, like voice, dance, or drama, and I specifically liked that they brought it all together in a way that seemed very fitting to what I wanted to do.
The program aims to prepare students for professional auditions by putting multiple songs, monologues, and choreography in their repertoire to showcase their versatility.
You constantly have the chance to perform and get feedback, so you get a lot of confidence and you just really get to know the technique.
Even the faculty, like co-instructor Brittany Morello, learn new skills by being a part of the program.
What do you feel like the students have taught you?
Versatility. And patience, and sometimes one student will react and respond differently, so I need to go back to the drawing board and take into consideration different students' learning styles, which influences my teaching style sometimes.
Mm-hmm. The course ends with an open performance where students can showcase their newly honed talents. For Emerson College, this is Courtney Kushner. Up next, Jacob Berman and Julia Christian offer stories about Emerson's writing, filmmaking, and journalism programs for the high school students. They also take a look at on-campus life for the vast majority of the pre-college students.
Welcome back. I'm Jacob Berman.
And I'm Julia Christian, with more stories on the Emerson pre-college programs. Emerson Filmmakers Studio attracts future filmmakers to attend 2 intensive 5-week programs, 16mm movie production and digital movie production. Students learn necessary filmmaking techniques and grew to become more well-rounded filmmakers.
The intensive 5-week Emerson Filmmakers Studio gathers high school students from around the world to learn about how to make movies. Emerson College offers 2 different filmmaking programs, the 4-credit 16mm film production and a non-credit digital film production. Instructor David Callagher explained the difference between 16mm films and digital videos.
I think the ability to work with 16mm film or real film is exciting, and it really gets you to focus on filmmaking since you don't have unlimited footage to shoot. It's expensive development.
The opportunity of producing a 16mm film in the old-fashioned way motivated Britton Sear, a North Carolinian, to join Emerson.
I wanted to learn about film because I want to become a cinematographer. And I thought that it would be really cool to work with a medium they've been using for, almost 100 years.
Louis Stadelstorg, the instructor of digital filmmaking program, said he wants it to come naturally to the students.
What we're really after in our 5-week program is muscle memory, that they become so familiar with the process that they no longer have to think about it.
Ariel Kohanen from Newton, Massachusetts, says she has become a well-rounded filmmaker.
I came here to learn digital film, so we're learning all aspects of it, like camera work, lighting, sound design, editing, screenplay writing, everything really.
For Emerson College High School Institute, I'm Justin J.
Creative writers spend 5 weeks experiencing Emerson's writing classes. Students build their portfolio while learning new styles and techniques. Julia Christian and Grace Yang report.
Emerson College offers multiple summer programs for pre-college students who want to improve their artistic abilities. Creative writing ranks as one of the most popular programs offered, and it lasts for 5 weeks. Amelia Henry, a creative writing student, shared her input on how the program has impacted her.
We're learning, and that's the important thing, is that we're getting better and working on ourselves.
Students have the option to focus on fiction or graphic novel writing. Regular classes on other topics of interest are on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, while every Tuesday and Thursday is dedicated to activities outside the classroom. Stevie Sanborn commented on whether or not the classroom has made it more difficult to be creative.
I feel like every class I learn something incredibly valuable to, like, not just writing, but like life and stuff. So I definitely don't think the classroom has any detriment on my soul.
Fiction writer Ellie McAfee also commented on how being in the classroom has influenced her creativity.
My biggest problem is I don't always have a whole lot of time to write. And so being in a place like this and where they're just constantly asking you to write, it just helps me actually get my creative juices flowing.
The pre-college program teaches young writers how to better produce stories and connect students to each other. The best thing about the program, according to Nathan Garvey, is the sense of community.
It's an awesome opportunity to meet people who love what you love, especially if you come from a community that doesn't encourage what you love.
From street interviews to studio broadcasting, Emerson's Summer 16 students in the journalism program received hands-on experience in the many fields of journalism. Alec D'Angelo, Daniel O'Hanlon, and Vicky Yu report on the program.
Emerson's Pre-College Journalism Institute attempts to reach students through experiencing and practicing actual journalism. Çağla Özbek, an international student from Turkey, describes her new experiences in the program.
I learned the studio process because I didn't know that. I learned what the people at the studio do, and all these earplugs and all these stuff. So it changed me a lot in that way.
Jacob Berman describes the range of different media covered in the program that he was able to experience.
I've definitely gotten a lot of knowledge about Final Cut Pro, GarageBand, and a lot of equipment that we use to edit, especially would say GarageBand and some hardware and software. But I also got the skills I needed to interview people, keep a show running smoothly. I learned the scripts to format the show.
Journalism instructor Janet Kaladze says how her experiences shaped the way she designed the program.
I first started out in newspapers, and then I went into television and then did some online. So for me, the idea was I had to be flexible. I had to understand what I considered were the key, important, basic tenets and values of journalism.
For Emerson College High School Institute, I'm Alec D'Angelo.
Emerson College's Summer High School Institute attracts nearly 150 teenage students each year, almost all of whom decide to live on campus. With so many minors living in the heart of Boston under the watch of Emerson, the college's administration tries to take every safety precaution possible, even if some students say the rules are restrictive. Jack Bellotti and Ali Mala report.
Emerson Pre-College strives to carefully juggle safety with student freedom. Tori Weston, the program's planner, says it's a balancing act.
There's enough rules that there are safety, but there's enough leeway for the students to figure out whether going to college in the city is for them, whether, living in a residence hall is for them.
Despite the administration's effort, many of the students who take part in Emerson's Pre-College Institute, like Mark Cabuzzi, still feel restricted.
We came here and we're accepted because we're mature, and it's not realistic to actual college life because these rules aren't necessarily set in place as a freshman.
Resident supervisor Ryan Saucier justifies the pre-college's rules.
Some of you are used to a city, like some kids are from New York, some have lived in Boston, they know it, but there's some kids who are from middle of nowhere, small town, who've never been in a big city before. So it's just not a good idea to unleash them in the city for 12 hours at a time.
Some, like Courtney Kushner, a rising junior from New Jersey, still find themselves dissatisfied with the level of restriction.
My parents don't even make me come home at 10 o'clock when I'm home. So, why would they not let me stay out later when I'm here?
More than halfway through the 2016 pre-college session, there has not been any major infringement of the rules, and Emerson administrators would like to keep it that way. For Emerson College, I'm Jack Bellotti.
And that's our look at the Emerson Pre-College program this summer 2016. I'm Jacob Berman.
And I'm Julia Christian, with Aro Majumdar and Courtney Kushner. From all the ECHSI journalism students, thank you for joining us.